All right, today we are diving into one of the most crucial parts of mastering the hospitality industry. We're talking about that one thing that truly takes you from the classroom to the hotel floor. Hello, and a very warm welcome. Now, if you happen to be a student at the Europe Hotel School, this is especially for you. We're going to break down exactly how the theory you're learning right now actually translates into real-world excellence. It's all about bridging that gap. So let's just start with the big question, right? In an industry that is all about service, speed, and people, how do you really turn what you learn in a book into top-tier performance when you're on the job? Well, that is exactly what we are going to unpack today. Okay, first up, we're going to look at the absolute foundation of it all, on-the-job training. You can really think of this as the essential bridge, the thing that carries you from the lecture hall straight into the real, living, breathing life of a hotel. So on-the-job training, or OJT, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. This isn't about memorizing manuals, okay? It's about learning by doing, right there in the thick of it. You're getting real-time feedback while you're performing actual job tasks, and that right there is precisely why it is such a uniquely powerful tool in hospitality. And this isn't just something for one department. No, it's everywhere. Think about it. At the front desk, you're not practicing on some dummy system. You're checking in a real guest. In housekeeping, you're perfecting your turn-down service in an actual guest room. Over in food and beverage, you're learning the flow of service during a chaotic, busy dinner shift. The learning is instant and it is 100% relevant. So, let's talk about what really makes OJT so incredibly effective. It comes down to one word: context. You see, great service isn't just about learning how to do something. It's about deeply, truly understanding why you're doing it in the first place. And this really highlights the difference, doesn't it? Look, classroom simulations are valuable, for sure, but they're a controlled, kind of predictable environment. OJT, on the other hand, it just throws you into the real thing. Live service periods, actual guest interactions, and yeah, immediate consequences. And that's where real, unshakable confidence comes from. Not from role-playing, but from tangible, hands-on experience. And that's really the key right there. When you see for yourself how your efficiency impacts your team's workflow, or how one small gesture of kindness can completely change a guest's entire stay, that lesson just sticks with you in a way a textbook never could. It builds a genuine sense of responsibility. And you know what? True professionalism. Of course, this kind of training doesn't just happen in a vacuum. The quality of your OJT is almost entirely determined by the people who are guiding you. And that brings us to the critical human element: mentorship. Your supervisor, they are absolutely central to your success. They're not just a manager, right? They are your trainer, the one showing you exactly how things are done. They're your role model, embodying the standard for what great service looks like. And maybe most importantly, they are your mentor, giving you that specific, constructive feedback you need to actually improve. How well they teach directly impacts how well you learn. It's that simple. But, and this is a big but, OJT isn't some magic bullet, especially when it's not implemented the right way. And that brings us to a major challenge: the problem of consistency. What happens when the training is just totally unstructured? Well, here's the risk. If every supervisor just teaches their way without any kind of set plan, things get messy fast. You might get fantastic, super detailed training, while your colleague on the next shift gets confusing or incomplete advice. And that kind of inconsistency, it makes achieving operational excellence, well, pretty much impossible. So that leads us to the next logical question, doesn't it? If inconsistency is the problem, then how do we make sure that every single employee is trained to the exact same high standard every single time? How do we make excellence a repeatable process? Well, the solution is to build a solid, intentional framework. This is how you design a system that can deliver consistent, high-quality training for every single person on the team, no exceptions. So this framework for excellence, it's really built on 3 core pillars. First, you have standardized procedures, so everyone is taught the one best way to do a task. Second, you use detailed checklists so that critical steps are never, ever missed. And third, you align every single bit of that training with the hotel's official service standards. That structure, that's what guarantees everyone gets the same high-quality instruction no matter who their trainer is. And, a huge plus of this structured approach is just plain speed. New team members can get up to speed much faster and start contributing, all while learning in a clear, step-by-step way.
And in the fast-paced world of a hotel, believe me, that kind of efficiency is incredibly valuable.
So, as we start to wrap this up, it really all comes back to a simple truth. All the theory you're learning, that's your foundation. It's crucial. But real confidence, the kind you absolutely need to thrive in this industry, that is only forged when you put all that theory into practice, consistently and correctly. So please, keep this in mind as you move forward in your careers. Mastering structured on-the-job training, it isn't just about preparing for your first job. It's the very first and maybe the most important step on your path to becoming a true leader in the global hospitality industry.